Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and His Son Yahushua Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 17th of June 2024. It's 11:39 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to do a trade recap here on my trade on ES. I just wanted to point this out here on Bookmap. And this is Think with Bookmap. This is the live stream on YouTube. I just wanted to point out that my entry here was at 54.95 on this retest and kind of break back above this VWAP level here, I guess. But I didn't really get to start this video before so I could show you the whole structure. But this was basically like a retest entry of the volume pointer control. And yeah, let me just go to the charts. Let's see here. Take this off. Boom. All right. So let's see. I must take the VWAP off and just kind of point out some stuff with just the candlesticks, right? So let's see here. The open is at 9:30. This is the open candle right here, right? So let's start from the overnight. All right. So in the ETH, we came up to this value area high. That's that red line, right? We tested that. We pulled back. And these are levels probably, but I don't have these pivots up. I just want to show you on a clean chart before I start putting on all my pivots and stuff like that. So we had this pullback here to around, what is that? This low here was 54.9725, right? So we got that pullback to there. We came back up. We tested this this POC level, right? That's the market profile POC. Came back, tested that, pulled back again, and kind of rotated around this POC, right? Until we got to the open. We kind of lost that POC here coming into the open, so it was looking kind of bearish. So my first inclination was thinking, okay, we're gonna break down this golden pivot zone, which is the Camarilla S3. And let me just throw on that Camarilla S3 right there, right? And then we have the pivot level, central pivot, 54.9075, that blue line. Camarilla S3 is at 54.8981, right? So that's creating a golden pivot zone, but the golden pivot zone is in an overlapping lower value relationship, right? Both the CPR and the Camarilla is in an overlapping lower value relationship, and we were already getting this kind of rejection coming down here. So I was kind of skeptical of taking like a reversal. So when we open on this candle right here, let me just make it a little bigger. Right, so on the open candle here, we came down and we tested immediately on the golden pivot zone. So we got that bounce right there. So that should have been my first inclination that the buyers are present, right? I was a little stubborn. I took a couple shorts here, trying to get down to this level and break this level. So eventually I got stopped out, break even, stuff like that, right? On a couple of those trades. And then eventually I took this long right here at let's see, what is it, 50. Well, I'm gonna go to my my actual chart in a second, right? So hold on, let me just break this down. So I call this my bull and green strategy right here, where we're having a golden pivot zone or any pivot support level like a Camarilla S3 or a pivot level, even if it's not in a golden pivot zone, like they're close together like that. Once that's coupled with something like this, let me just pull this out here. So this blue line right here, that's the second lower deviation, right? Or the third lower deviation, my bad. This one is the second lower deviation VWAP, right? So this one actually created the support, right? Which means for me in my bowling green strategy is supposed to be a reversal off of the first lower deviation, which is this green line right here, right? So this is what I did here. So after I stopped out on some of these shorts, I went long on the break above this right here, right? So above here, I took a long right there, and that's basically the reversal that I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like this. It's like because I went a little astray from my strategy, right? So I'm looking for a cause, a buildup of a cause, right? Which is something like a little rotation in between or just above this first lower deviation. So in between this second lower deviation and the first one on top here, so this bright green and this teal kind of green, you see is building this course into the open, right? And that's one of the things I'm looking for in the strategy. So I want a little build up. We could even get like a little break like we got here straight to this golden pivot zone, and then you could take the reversal up, right? So now we came back up here and we had like a test of VWAP and we came back down. So this is stuff that's gonna shake you out a little bit. But if you entered on something like the central pivot right there, or caught somewhere down just above this second lower deviation, you would be able to hold that with a stop, right? Your stop would be able to survive that. So we came back up here and came back down and retested it. We went a little deeper here and actually hit Camarilla S3, right? So after we did that, that's when I realized I like, listen, man, this is your strategy playing out here in real life, you know what I mean? So that's when I started going long. And when we came up here, we came up to this POC level, which was previous resistance, plus is the first upper deviation, which is resistance. And that stopped me out on the long, right? So I think I secured like 4 points, so I was up a little bit. And then eventually when we came back up, now this is another thing about this strategy. You might get some pullbacks when it hits the first upper deviation like we're doing here, and they're gonna sweep below VWAP, right? This is one thing I've noticed. They'll sweep below VWAP because they know they get reversal players here, entering here, and they're gonna sweep below VWAP. So as we did that, stopped me out. I re-entered somewhere around here, but I think this was a late entry on TradingView, right? And basically I just I had my trailing stop, which was basically trailing like 4 points behind. And let me just throw on Camarilla R3. So we're taking a traverse here from Camarilla S3 to Camarilla R3. Now I didn't catch everything, but basically it's a traverse between the Camarilla S3 and Camarilla R3. And as you see now, we've stopped at Camarilla R3, and we're probably gonna build out a little bit here before we go again, right? So this could actually be another re-entry here if we break above Camarilla R3 and like head for, let's see, where could I go? Floor pivot R1, which is right here. Let me see. Right, let me just open that up a little bit. Right, so floor pivot R1 is at 55.19. Now let's just go over to bookmap real quick. You can see this liquidity right here is basically stopping at 55.20, which is floor pivot R1. Now I think we might flush through this level right here a little bit, break down here a little bit, get a little retest, maybe 55.08, and we'll go again. Right, so let me just go back over here. Right, so I think this is eventually going to be the target, 55.19 at least, right? And that's also previous week's high, 55.19.50. And it's also the weekly value area high. right? So 55.20 weekly value area high. So all those are targets, and that's easy for us to get there. That's no big deal. We just gotta push above here, right? So that's gonna be like what like roughly 6 points, 6 points to 55.20 from Camarilla artery breakout. So yeah, that's my little strategy I'm working on, man. And as you can see, I actually went against it a little bit because I'm looking at the bearishness of the ETH, right? Coming into the open. But I have to remember, because I was back testing this weekend, and this is how the trade actually sets up. In the ETH, when you get this kind of this selling off action looking like it's going to trend down in this bullish environment, you're going to get these bowling green strategies popping off a lot. So this is going to be, because I love to go short, but in this environment here, it's a buy the dip kind of situation. So I'm really working on this reversal strategy, and it's working out well. It's working out well. So what we could possibly end up with today is like a double distribution day, right? So we have a little distribution in this area, or let's say we use the whole ETH here. Excuse me. Where is my share? All right. So let's say we use the whole ETH here, right, as like the first distribution. I think we're probably gonna end up, let me take this off. We're gonna end up building out probably another distribution somewhere around here by the end of the day, right? So that's gonna be your double distribution right there. So let's see if that plays out, but that was my gold and green strategy. And let's just go to the Apex account. This is the 300k eval, and this one here is the 150k, right? So 296.25 profit on the 300k and 341 profit on the 150, right? So let me just break down some of the trades here. So went short here 54.93.25, that came back on me, stopped me out. Went short here again, added to the position. Well, I think it stopped me out here. Went short again, added to the position. That stopped me out here at 54.94, and then I finally just went long. And I should have been just taking my bowling green strategy and probably entering right here at 54.94, because that's like you see here, it's like a break above this level, this wick level on this candle here. Let me just make it bigger. So right at this level, that's where I want to start entering, right? So caught it a little late, 54.95.25 when I came to my senses. It pulled back, stopped me out at 54.97.25. Entered long here again, 5500.25, and no, the first re-entry was right here, right? So as soon as I got stopped out, we came back up, bounced, and 54.97.25 entry, entered here again, 5500.25, and the rest was history. Then I took a partial here at 55.11.50, which was that was a level. I think that was overnight high. Wait, hold on. No, 55.11.50. I think that was, yeah, that was just a partial off of being cautious and trying to preserve some profits, because I think we had already run into like this third upper deviation band, and this is heavy resistance. All this right here, this copper line, that creates heavy resistance on the volume weighted average price. So I took profit there at 55.11.50 at the bottom of this candle right here. All right, so let me just show it right. So took a partial, and then when we hit Camarilla R3 at 55.15, when we started to pull back, I just exited, because now you see we went into chop, right? So I think that was a good exit right there at 55.13.25. I didn't want to hold anymore and risk any more drawdown. So yeah, that was my trade, man. Bowling green strategy, working on that, and in the back test, it's looking real good. I just have to make sure I execute properly and don't get caught up in this down kind of movement, because you're gonna get that down movement. Is a setup to go long. All right, y'all. It's Malak Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.